I just popped in to share this super cute and very easy to make crochet Easter egg. It can be used for all sorts of home decor. Like I was thinking Easter garlands, little ornaments, or you can just make like one and tie it on a silk ribbon and decorate your room. So you can decorate it with any leftover lace, beads, ribbons, charms, like anything that you have. That's why I think it's such a great project to utilize all those little, crafting supplies and things that we always have around. So we will crochet this Easter egg together. I will also show you how to crochet this tiny rose. You will need a much smaller hook and very fine yarn to make this rose. So if you don't like working with small crochet hooks, you can just stitch on like any pre-made flower, or maybe like a cute little charm or anything you like. The Easter egg itself is a really easy crochet and DIY project, and I think it's great because you can use just all your yarn scraps and any of this, like I said, little craft supplies that you already have. I also think it's a great crochet project for beginners or something fun to make with kids. Like you can crochet the eggs and then they can decorate them, right? And if you'd like to hang it, just add a little like a string or ribbon at the top here and it will look so lovely. In case if you're wondering, the inspiration actually came from Victorian and the other vintage Easter postcards. I have a few of them here and they really inspire me. And one of them I actually have only in the digital form, so I hope I'll remember to add it on the screen so you can see it as well. But this one's I just adore. I love the cheerfulness and the kind of like liveliness of those cards, and I really hope I was able to keep that feeling in this crochet project too. So let's jump right in and crochet these lovely Easter eggs. For materials, you will need a 4mm crochet hook, a yarn needle to hide all the ends, scissors, and whatever decorations you'd like. For the egg itself, I used medium weight acrylic yarn like this. So this one is just basic Loops and Threads brand. And I've got some lovely pink left here, so I will be making a pink egg today. And then you will need just a little bit of contrasting color for the ribbon part. So you don't have to do that. Like you can crochet the whole egg in one color using exactly the same pattern. But I just love adding this tiny pop of color. So I will use 2. And for the rose, we will need pink and green. But the yarn should be much finer. So if you will use the same yarn as you use for an egg, it's gonna be like pretty big and it's not gonna look this way. This one I bought online a very long time ago, so I don't have a label anymore, but it is a super fine cashmere thread. It goes well with a 2mm, maybe 1.5mm crochet hook. I will be using 2mm crochet hook here. So let's crochet the egg first and then we'll move on to the flower. So the egg is worked in rows and we will begin with a slip knot. So I make my like this. There are a few ways to make it, so if you make it different, that's fine too. And then just pull, and now we have to chain 7 stitches. Go. So you have 7 chains here, and now row 1 in the second chain from the hook. We're going to make 1 single crochet and then 1 single crochet in each of the next 5 chains. Right here, going to be your first single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you started with 7 chains, but since you begin in the second one from the hook, you will have 6 stitches in total at the end of row 1. Now we will chain 1 like this and turn. So this is going to be now row 2. In the first stitch, we will make 1 increase. So that means working 2 single crochet stitches into the same stitch. So this one right here, and then to the same stitch, To that same stitch, second one, that will be your increase, and then you're just going to make one single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. So one here, one here, that's 2, and you will have 1 stitch left. Here it is, it's hiding a little bit, so just don't skip it. And in that last stitch we have to make another increase, so we have to place 2 single crochet stitches here. So 1, and then to the same stitch, second one. So that's the end of row 2, and you should have 8 stitches total now at the end of row 2. Chain 1, turn. Next row is row 3. Gonna do the same thing. Increase in the first stitch, so 1, 2. Now we're going to crochet 6 single crochet, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, and then you will have 1 stitch left, this one right here, tiny one, and we will make increase, so 2 here, 1 and 1 more. So at the end of row 3 you should have 10 stitches, so that's what it looks like. Again, chain 1, turn. Row 4 is very easy, no changes, 1 single crochet in each stitch. So we had 10 at the end of row 3, we will have 10 at the end of row 4. So if you're a beginner, you can actually mark this stitch because those last stitches, they sort of hide a little bit and it's very easy to miss them. Or you can just count and make sure you have the right number of stitches. Just a little tip. Okay, so anyways, row 4, we're just going to make 10 single crochet. No changes here. 1 single crochet in each stitch. Chain 1, turn. Row 5, we're going to start with increase, so 2 single crochet here, then just 8 stitches, so 1 in each stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have 1 stitch left right here. Increase, so 2 stitches here, 9. Okay, so at the end of row 5 you should have 12 stitches. So chain 1, turn. Row 6 is easy, no changes, just 1 single crochet in each stitch, so we will have 12 stitches in total. And 12. There you go. Chain 1, turn. Now row 7. Row 7 we're going to begin with increase, so 2 here, then 10 single crochet, 1 single crochet in each. stitch left, we will make increase. So 2 stitches here, 2 single crochet in this one. And now at the end of this row we will have 14 stitches, right? So we had 12, we increased 2 times, we have 14. Row 8, no changes. Actually, rows 8, 9, and 10 will have just 14 single crochet, sort of the middle of an egg. So there will be no increases, no decreases, just 14 single crochet, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Okay, so that's the end of row 8. 14 stitches, chain 1, turn, row 9 again, 14 single crochet. Okay, so now next row is also 14 single crochet. So we're going chain 1, turn, but crochet 13 single crochet and then stop there, because we will be changing the color in the last stitch of this row, because the next 2 rows will be green. So just make 13 single crochet and then just stop. Okay, so you have 1 stitch left right here. See, this is your number 14. So we're going to change color because the next row, row 11, we want to be green. So let's take our yarn and get it ready. To change color, we will begin single crochet as usual. Here you have 2 loops on the hook. And then instead of finishing it with the pink one, grab your green yarn, place it on a hook, and then pull that green yarn through both loops, just like this, to complete the stitch. It can feel a bit awkward for the next few stitches, so just make sure to pinch the yarn ends. Chain 1, turn, and so I suggest leaving the pink yarn hanging, like don't cut it, because we're only making 2 green rows, so it won't be visible and you will be able to switch back easily later and you don't have to have all those ends to deal with. So I mean, it's up to you, but I'm just gonna leave it hanging right here, and I will crochet over this green tail just to make sure it's nice and secure. And the next row is 14 half double crochet. So we're gonna do yarn over, like this. You have 3 loops on your hook, and then pull yarn through all 3. That's 1. Now again, yarn over to the next stitch and over that little tail, and pull through all 3. That's your half double crochet. So no changes in this row. Again, it's very easy. It's just instead of single crochet, we will be making half double crochet stitches here. This is what it looks like at the end of row 11. So we're just going to chain 1, turn, and basically row 12 is exactly the same. We have to make 14 half double crochet, but because we will be changing color back to pink, just crochet 13 and then we will change the color in the last stitch. Okay, so here we have our 13 half double crochet. We're gonna do yarn over. This is our last stitch. We're going to start our half double crochet, but instead of doing this and pulling green yarn through, find your pink yarn that we left hanging and then pull that pink yarn through all 3. This is what it looks like. Just like this. So that's it for color change. The rest of our egg will be in pink, so you just have to cut green yarn. And so the next row will be row 13, and we will make our chain 1 and turn. I'm going to cut green. We don't need it anymore. I will deal with this tail at the very end. So 1 single crochet, 2, 3, and we have to make 14 single crochet here. This is the last row with 14 stitches. After that we'll start making decreases. And here's your last one. Don't miss it. Just count it if needed. So now we're going to decrease. Chain 1, turn. Okay, we begin row 14 with the decrease. So see, you have 2 stitches here. We're going to insert a hook in the first stitch, pull up a loop like this, so 2 loops on a hook, then insert your hook into the next stitch, so second stitch, do the same thing, and then pull yarn through all 3. That's it. So now instead of 2 stitches you have 1 there. So you made your decrease, and then no changes for the rest of this row. Just 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you will have 13 stitches, right? So we had 14 stitches, we made 1 decrease. You will have 13 stitches at the end of row 14. There you go. You can't see it yet, but we made 1 decrease. Chain 1, turn, and we're going to do the same thing. In row 15 we start with 1 decrease, so 1 to the next stitch, 2, 3 loops and decrease. So again, instead of 2 stitches we made 1, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch. So at the end of row 15, instead of 13, we will have 12 stitches because we made 1 decrease in the beginning. Like so. Okay, You can sort of see now. Chain 1, turn. Now in this row we will make 2 decreases, one here and one at the end. So we start with decrease, just like before, then 8 single crochet, so you will have 2 stitches left at the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have 2 stitches left right here. See, we're going to decrease them into 1 like that, and decrease. There you go. So at the end of row 16 you will have not 12 but 10 stitches because we made 2 decreases. Chain 1, turn. Next row, no changes, just 10 single crochet, 1 single crochet in each stitch. Chain 1, turn. Now again we're going to decrease here in the beginning and here at the end. So decrease here, then 6 single crochet, now you have 2 stitches left. We will decrease them into 1. Oops. Into 1. So at the end of row 18 you will have 8 stitches. Okay, now the next row will be interesting. So chain 1, turn. Now we have to start with 3 stitches together. So it's very similar to decrease, but instead of 2 stitches you will use 3 stitches and you will crochet them in 1. See? 1, 2, 3. So insert your hook into first stitch, pull yarn, insert your hook into second stitch, so the next to it, pull, and then again insert your hook to the next stitch, to the third one. See, you have 4 loops on your hook, and now just pull yarn through all 4 like that. There you go. Now to the next stitch we have to make 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and then yarn over again and second double crochet to the same stitch. Like that. Now to the next stitch right here, we're gonna do the same thing, 2 double crochet both in the same stitch. 1 and 2. There you go. And if you counted everything correctly, you will have 3 stitches left, and we will decrease all 3 of them at once, just like we did in the beginning. So 1 stitch, second one, and third one. That will give us 4 loops on a hook, yarn over, and pull. That's it. It's gonna give us sort of this nice shape like that. Really cute. So now we are pretty much done, but if you look at this egg, like it's actually upside down. So we were working from the top down. So now we just have to crochet around the egg just to smooth the edges and so it looks a little bit prettier. So you just have to work single crochet stitches around this side until you reach the opposite side of the egg, like the top of the egg. And then just pause there. I will show you the stitches. They will be just a little bit different. So I'm just going to place a marker and I will work about 18 to 19 single crochet down this side. So this is the foundation chain and row 1 that we started with, and you have these loops here, but you actually want to crochet sort of through the stitch, so right under those loops right here. You're gonna make 2 single crochet. Okay, now right here again you have to make 1 half double crochet, but make sure you're going through the stitch, so don't grab this loop. They're too weak and you can just end up with holes, but poke through the egg itself. So yarn over, see right here, and make 1 half double crochet, and then just 1, 2, and 3 single crochet to finish. So in total 2 plus 1 plus 3, 6 stitches used. Okay, and now just the other side. So just make sure the number of stitches on the other side matches your first one. So if you made 18 stitches, then make 18 single crochet here. If you made 19 single crochet there, then just make 19 here. As long as it's symmetrical, it's gonna look good. Done, and then you just have a few stitches here all left, so just single crochet. And that's it, the Easter egg is done. We're just going to cut yarn. Pull it through, and that's it. I'm just going to stretch it a little bit, but once you make it wet and lay it flat, it will dry nice and smooth. Now just grab your yarn needle and let's move the yarn tails to the opposite side of the egg. I think this is pretty good. I really love these colors. I think it's gonna look really nice in my room. So as you can see, this is a bottom, so we're working this way, but it's actually that way. I think I crocheted a bit looser than this purple one, so pink one turned out slightly bigger, but I think they're pretty close and I think it's just lovely. Now I'm just going to hide all the yarn ends and we'll start working on the crochet rose. Now let's make this beautiful tiny rose, and it's very easy, but you will need a smaller crochet hook and a thinner yarn. So like I mentioned earlier, if you're not comfortable working with small hooks, you can just simply skip this part and stitch on any pre-made rose or charm some beads instead. I also will have this pattern on Pinterest if you'd like to save it there. And I think I'll add it to my free patterns website as well, so you can download it there. So let's start with the leaves first. We begin with a slip knot and we have to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains right here. Then we're going to make 1 slip stitch into the first chain, so right at the beginning, right here, to form a ring. It's gonna be a tiny ring, but it will have like this little opening right at the center. I hope you can see it. And now we will make our first leaf. So we'll chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now going down the chain, okay, to the second chain from the hook, 1 slip stitch, then in the next chain 1 single crochet, and then we'll have 1 chain left. We will make 1 double crochet. There, like that. And now find that hole right at the center of that sort of ring that we made, right here. And we will make 1 slip stitch to anchor the leaf. See? It will look like this. That's your first leaf, like that. Now we're going to chain 4 again for our second leaf, and we're going to repeat the same thing. So we're going down the chain again, 1 slip stitch, then in the next chain 1 single crochet, and then next chain 1 double crochet. And that's all you have to do. You just have to repeat it 5 times, so you make 5 leaves in total. See, 5 tiny leaves, and they don't have to be perfect because the rose sits sort of right at the top of those leaves like this, and so even if there's some imperfections, it is not going to be noticeable. Okay, so we're going to put that aside, and now we're going to make rose. I'm gonna start in the same way, a slip knot, and then we will chain 11. And now to the 4th chain from the hook, you have to make 4 double crochet, so all 4 in the same chain. So 1, then again to the same chain, 2nd double crochet, then again 3rd one, so 3rd double crochet, and the last 4, 1. this is what it's gonna look like. So you have 4 double crochet here and then a little bit extra because you started to the 4th chain. To the next chain, make 1 single crochet. Like that. Now in the next chain, make 5 double crochet. All 5 in the same chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more, 5. This is what it looks like. It looks a little bit odd now, but it's okay. Now in the next chain, 1 single crochet. In the next chain, again 5 double crochet, all 5 in 1 chain. Then in the next chain, 1 single crochet. In the next chain, 5 double crochet. And then you have 1 chain left, right at the very end, just 1 single crochet. And that's it. Let's just cut yarn and leave the tail end a bit longer because we will need it to finish the rose later. So it might look a bit odd at this stage, but that's actually exactly right. So if your work starts to curl in on itself like this, because we put so many double crochet stitches there, and that's what you want, because now we will roll it up into a rose shape. So we'll just try to gently roll this flower strip like this. Once you're happy with the look, just use your yarn needle and secure it by stitching back and forth through several layers, and it will hold its shape. And then you just sew the green leaves at the bottom of the rose, and that's it, it's done. The rest is all up to you. Just decorate with anything you have, bits of lace, beads, charms, appliques. Thank you so much for spending this cozy moment crocheting with me. I hope you had fun making this lovely egg. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, please take a moment to support my channel. Leave a comment, give it a like, and subscribe. As always, stay cozy and see you soon. Bye!